What is going on, lads? Jack here, and welcome to episode 12 of the Pentagon Challenge here at Beijing Institute of Technology. So, how are you guys doing? I don't know why I said the team name that way. I'm not going to say it again because that name is a mouthful. But Beijing IT, I'm in a good mood, and if you've been very observant, you'll see here, final position of first division position first. Yes, we won the league, and this was crazy. I don't know if you can remember last episode, we were holding second place and Yuteng were top of the league by I think 12 points. In the last 10 games, they've gone crap. I mean, we didn't lose in our last 10 games, but we certainly drew a few. But if you look at their last 10 games, they threw the league away. They really did. So that was fantastic for us. As you can see, we beat them 4-1. And they literally gave the league to us. I mean, if you compare their ending form to our ending form, our ending form wasn't amazing, but compared to theirs, we were all over them. So the final division actually looked like this. I'll just show you the table. The reason we finished above Lianeng, 1 point in it. Had we not drawn the last game of the season, which I'll come on to on a second, we still would have won the league. So we actually went into the last game of the season with the league already won. As you can see, Yuteng really off the pace, 6 points behind us in the end, and their goal difference went completely down the pan at the end. But really excited actually to be able to say we won the league this year, and that is largely due to our strike force, which I don't know if you can remember last episode. If you missed last episode, sorry, I'm getting all my words muddled up here. If you missed last episode, please go check that out because there's quite a lot on that video that's worth looking at. But here we have our strike force, which was, I don't know if you can remember, but last episode we got Zeus, as I've now nicknamed him, rather than trying to pronounce the Zeux or whatever his name is, and we have Hun So. And these two guys, I don't know if you can remember, but they both came in for the last 10 games roughly, and Alba went out, and they probably wiped each other's noses in terms of cost. If anything, we made a little bit of money on it from the Alba sale. But these two players between them, they've got 16 goals between them in the last 13 games of the season, which is absolutely insane by any player standards. And actually looking at them, Zeus was only playing in 9 of them, and he got 8 goals in those 9 games, which is absolutely ridiculous. So those two guys literally carried us over the line going into the end of the season, and they've proved like absolutely invaluable purchases, completely worth the risk that I took on them. Really happy about that. But anyway, enough rambling. Let's get straight into these fixtures. So I think the last game of the previous episode was 10 games ago. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the last game was against Zongi, if I'm not mistaken. So we went to Yabane, knowing that we needed a good first result here to really pile some pressure on and mount that title challenge. Also, if you can remember, when we had played 20, there was a lot of teams queuing up behind us, so there was definitely pressure on for us to win this kind of game. We won this one 3-2, and in fact it should have been a lot more comfortable. We actually went 3-0 up, if I'm not mistaken, and we almost threw it away in the last literally 5-10 minutes of the game, which would have been extremely embarrassing. But as you can see, us here really piling on some pressure to their defence, not allowing them to play it out, completely crowding them out. They're struggling to make some space in the centre, and I believe we hit them on the break here. I'm pretty sure this is the game where we go 3-0 up. I'm getting all paranoid now because they're in all the possession. Yes, it is. Okay, so Zeus links up with Key. Key makes a lovely run down the line. Ball comes in. Hun So is there, back post. That guy, it just seems to be able to find space in the box where no one else can. But yeah, Hun So there, really important goal for him. Fantastic performance by him. Then we go into the second half. Comes down the line from Key again, and this time Zeus is there for the header in the 6-yard box, and Key then again linking up. Fantastic left midfielder, and in fact this game was to go 13 games undefeated in the league, which we did, and then obviously we went on to go another 10 games undefeated. So I think we ended with like a 22 unbeaten streak in the league, which is absolutely insane. Goal here, good interplay again. Hun So there with the tidy finish for his second goal of the game. That time Zeus getting the assist, but another well worked attacking goal. And then from here onwards we almost threw it away. I think this is like the 86th minute. where they score, and I was like, oh gosh, what? Oh, we'll be fine. There's only 4 minutes left, and I'm sat there trying to reassure myself, and then they score with a minute left on the clock, and I'm just like, we'll be fine. And then I started to panic a little bit. Luckily, we held out for the draw, held out for the win even. They pretty much hit us on the counter with the hoof ball, which, fair play to them, it was working against us, and had there been another 10 minutes on the clock, I definitely would have been a lot more nervous, but they got this goal probably a little bit too late. Game was already done and dusted when they scored that goal in the 91st minute. But that was how we started off our last 10 games, of knowing that we needed to win. We then went to Yiteng, and this was a game that we had to win. Yiteng were top of the league. I think they were 9 points clear at this point. We were at home. We'd already lost them in the league away, 4-2. So we really needed to rectify it, and we knew that we had to go and get a better... Well, if we wanted to win the league based off the head-to-head results, we had to win by 3 goals. So I set out quite aggressively here. You know, we needed 3 goals to go above them in terms of head-to-head if there was a tie, but we also knew 9 points behind them. They're probably just going to set up sticks and hope for the draw, because that's good enough for them. We did not settle for that. 4 goals against the team who were top of the league at the time is an absolutely fantastic result. Not sure what order the goals came in here, actually, now I think about it. I think they might even score first. They did. They went 1-0 up in the first half, which is very worrying for me, because you sat there kind of making all these preparations about trying to play attacking football, and it's not working, and they score. But I stuck to the game plan. Zeus here just making some lovely space down the line. He's not even sprinting at this point. He's just jogging into the area. No one's contesting him. Gets the ball in and manages to pick out Key on the back post. Fantastic vision by him there. Making that run. Ball to the back post. Key is just there. Fantastic link-up play by them again. Key again here, making some space down the left. Ball comes in. He's only half cleared. Ball finds its way to Zeus with his back to goal, and he just turns and hammers it into the top left corner. Fantastic goal for him there. And you'll notice how bigger a role he really has played in the squad. So Zeus again winning the ball from the big ball up to the top. Fantastic in the air he is. Ball's worked around well by our midfield. Just trying to find that space. It eventually comes down the line to Zhao Zheng, who's able to just pump the ball. Pump the ball into the box. He finds that space, and it drops to... Who did it drop to here? It dropped to Zeus again. What can I say? 2 goals this game. I had money on him to get his hat-trick. Unfortunately, I think Hun So gets the hat-trick. If I'm not mistaken, obviously it's a bit odd playing all these games, but can we check? Oh, okay, it was Zhao Zheng who gets this goal. This goal's meant to come in a little while. I'm going to fast forward this replay just on a bit. So Lee Key with the ball into the box, and Zheng was there just on the back post to bury it. So that was a good game. 4-1, and that game really shaped our season. It put us up on the up and really demoralised Yiteng, and their confidence was down from that moment onwards. We then went and got a 1-1 draw against Baxi, and then followed that up with a 0-0 draw against Shenbei, and then we went to Chongqing, and we got a 2-2 draw. And these 3 draws, at the time when I was in the middle of the matches, seeing us draw like this, I was getting a little bit panicked. But every time I checked, Yiteng were losing or drawing as well, which meant that we knew that we still had a chance. Anyway, we then went to Shenzhen, who were 3rd in the league, and they were 1 point behind us at this game. So we knew that if we drew and, say, Yiteng slipped up again, the chances are that Shenzhen were going to go to the top of the table. So this really was an important game in terms of deciding who's going to be up there come the end of the season. I'm just thinking, I have a feeling Shenzhen finished 2nd, 1 point behind us in the end of the table. I can't remember for certain. If that was the case, this 3 points against them was what won us the league. Really good performance by the lads. Good attacking display. Hun So again having a major role in it. Cheeky 1-2 there with Zhao Long, and just a tidy finish into the bottom right hand corner. So that was to make it 1-0. That was the only goal of the first half, and then in the second half, in the 60th minute, Hun So gets on the score sheet yet again. This guy, he's so fast and he has insane finishing, and combined with Zeus, who just holds up the ball for him, it makes it so easy for us to score goals. They've gelled together so well. Hun So there that pace just to get to the ball. Then the keeper's almost anticipating it just to roll out, and he's able to just bury it. And I'm not sure if we go 3-0 up. We may well do. In fact, yeah, we did go 3-0 up. Zeus got injured, so Ziquane came on and scored with his first touch of the game, which was really good. He's been a backup player in the team, playing right back and in up front, so he was kind of just a nice backup player to have. That was his first goal for the club. It was really nice for him because he's been sat on a bench a lot this season, so for him to come on and score with his first touch was special for him. They then scored, but it was too little too late for us. And let me just check, I think Shenzhen slipped down the table as well. In fact, a lot of teams just dropped out of form. I mean, if we look at Shenzhen here, they really did throw it away after, well, you can see their last 5 games they only won 1, which really kind of sums up what a lot of the teams around us were doing. While they were slipping up, we were finding some form and just staying consistent. Even if we weren't winning, we were getting key draws. So we then went to Songjiang and got a nice 1-0 win, and then we followed that up with a trip to Qingdao, where we won 2-0 away from home, and it was a good game for us. Zhaoxi and Zeus getting on the score sheet for us. Zeus really has filled the boots of Albert and then some this season. I don't know, it was weird because we never really had a target man up front, but Zeus is just kind of, he has a little bit more about him. He's a very physical player, and particularly in the Chinese leagues, and not being racist here, but in China there's like the national kind of players limit. You're only allowed to have 4 players from outside of China. Chinese people in general are smaller and faster players, so having a big guy up front can really kind of strengthen your chances, especially when he's almost, I think he's like 195 centimetres tall, so he's a tall lad, he's not small, and so against even the biggest kind of centre backs from China, he's probably taller than them, so he's been a really good player there. Then going into the last game of the season, so we beat Qingdao 2-0. Going into the last game of the season, we knew we'd already won the league, and we came up against a resilient Rizquane. I don't know. Some of these names, I don't even know. I mean, you can't even criticise a guy for not being able to pronounce them because they are so odd. But we only got a 2-2 draw here, but we'd actually gone in at the break 1-0 down, and they scored right on the stroke of half-time. So for the players to get 2 back was impressive. It was a shame that we threw away a 2-1 lead after the comeback to draw 2-2. But overall, it really epitomised our season of really fighting strong and playing some nice football along the way. So you'll see here, build up from the back, nice patient play, just working the gaps down the wings. Eventually comes to, who does it come to here? I'm trying to think who scored the goal now. I can check down here. Oh, Hun So, who else? So Hun So here, turn of pace to get past 2 guys, and then a nice little finish. Probably the keeper should have done better then. I think he was left off-sighted actually by the defenders, so it was hard. We then got a slightly controversial penalty, but we buried it. Zhao Gang with the goal. He's been a really instrumental figure in the team from the centre of midfield. Scored quite a lot this year as well for a centre midfielder, and he's played a very big role in the team. But anyway, we then conceded with not long left on the clock. Very disappointing, but a 2-2 draw nevertheless saw us win the league by 1 point. Really excited about next season. Should be good. There is one thing playing on my mind, and I'm going to show you it after this goal. So that was a good goal by them. But basically, with 1 game of the season left, we had about £10,000 in the bank left. You'll now notice that for this season's projected budget, or this season, the club's balance is minus £1 million. I don't know if this is a glitch or what, because I don't know how it's happened. But we for some reason, and bear in mind our turnover a year isn't even £1 million. But can I find it? Can I find what I'm looking for? Basically, the payout to the club and all the players for getting promotion was £1 million. And obviously that's a ridiculous amount to pay out for winning the league. Is it here? I have a feeling it was around here. But yeah, basically we've paid out £1 million for winning the league, which, yeah, here, look, we've paid out £1.2 million to share amongst the squad. Now, I don't know what kind of money there is in the Chinese Super League, which is the name of their top division. I'm assuming there's quite a lot, because you see players like Drogba and Anelka going there, getting paid hundreds of thousands a week. But I'm curious as to how much is actually going to get paid to us, and whether or not we're going to come out not in the red, because it just seems like the amount of debt we have is ridiculous. But who knows? Enough rambling about that. I'm not going to worry about the finances too much until it becomes a major problem. If anyone actually knows, I don't think many people have managed in the Chinese Super League, so I'm not that hopeful of a response. But if anyone does know, let me know in the comments as always, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. Next episode, we'll go over what's happened during the winter break and the build-up to the pre-season. And other than that, guys, thank you for watching as always. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you enjoyed the fact that we won the league, which is amazing. And as always, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out.